Alright, flight number 2 on the 1.2 meter T28. That first flight, I actually did have a hobby star in there. I thought I had a graphene 2700. I really had a 4600. So I could have flown longer. But the thing is, I pulled the battery out and I put my fingers on the speed control, and it was so hot. I had to let it cool down a little bit. So you guys running 4-cell stock on the 40 amp, you're braver than me. I haven't put this thing on a watt meter, but I know it pulls. I haven't put this on a watt meter on 4-cell. On 3-cell, it pulls 44 amps or so. And this is a really big prop. It's a 12x7 3-blade with a really hard bull nose to it. So I don't know. I don't know what it pulls on 4-cell. If you do the difference cubed theory, you can figure it out. You can do, what do we think, 133%? I don't know. I can do some math on my phone, and maybe I'll tell you in the next video what I figure it pulls. But my 70 amp speed control is struggling to cope. It's not a very hot day. It's probably 85 degrees out here. I think it needs some airflow inside the battery compartment to kind of remedy that. We'll see what's needed or not later on. Crap. So, did you see that? Wow, that was lucky. That was so lucky. On the off chance that you can hear me over the wind right now, I was coming in to do a really slow pass with flaps, and I was getting like no throttle response. I thought, oh crap, did I overheat the speed control? And I guess my prop came loose. So I don't know what happened. If it was the speed control overheating, I still had some power, or if it was this. But this This is my prop nut that I used. I don't know what happened to the other one. I somehow lost it in assembly because I'm very disorganized. This piece with the propeller on, it is really hot right now. And that heat has got to be coming from the motor. I think I'm pushing this motor too hard. I know I'm pushing the speed control pretty hard because of how hot the speed control is getting. But this is just a little bit more evidence that I need a motor upgrade. This motor is listed as a 3541 size, 850 kV, which should be able to handle this. And I think the problem is airflow. And so what I might do is I might take that scale radial engine cowling off and get some more airflow both into that motor compartment there and into the battery bay. So I'm about to have to do a walk of shame here, carry my plane back. So yeah, for any of the 4 people that might watch this video, hey, just don't panic, man. That's really all there is to it. I was coming in really low near those rocks and I was like, man, I got no power. Fortunately, I had a little bit of power. Hey, you good? And I was able to bring it down to the ground. Fortunately, most of the credit for that goes to this plane, but you just got to keep a cool head. I'm going to strap this propeller back on and take her up again. Hopefully my motor's not knackered. Okay. All right. Set you there. Nope, too big. Full experience, that's what you're getting here. There's one. All right, we can really crank that sucker down now. Propeller comes off. This whole plane is going to get an overhaul. I've got a Cobra 2826 size. It's a little bigger than the motor in here. It's a 930 kV versus a 850 kV, and I know that motor will be absolutely fine up to 2,000 watts because I've done it. So I'll put that on. I probably won't go with this propeller because it just doesn't quite fit that 6mm prop shaft as well as it should, in my opinion. So I'll probably go with like a 12 something 2-blade, 12 by 12, 12 by 10. It's really hard to kind of measure what you should use when you're comparing a prop like this one with a normal like APC sport prop, because it's huge, it's wide, and it's bullnose, and there's 3 blades. So it's just kind of, it's tricky to tell what you would need to do. So I have a couple of 12-inch propellers, and I have a couple of 11-inch propellers. I might give a shot on 4-cell and just see what the watt meter tells me, and go with that. Wind noise. Okay. Now, honestly, this would make an amazing beginner plane for like 2/3 the price. At just shy of $300, I don't really think you're getting what you're paying for, because they're using really cheap plastic strut landing gear. There's no strut, it's just plastic, and there's No suspension in the landing gear. Hey, that was awesome! That was awesome! You get analog servos that I don't think are metal gear, because I think they'd be labeled as such, and they're not. What you get is a really nice solid airframe, and you can kind of do what you want with that. But anyway, I got 3 more minutes on this flight, so I'm going to go. I think I'm stressing this wing out pretty hard. Gear down. 20-second beat. Alright, coming in. Well, that wasn't smooth. I threw the prop on my first landing. It wasn't going to be a landing, but I lost power. I could kind of bump it and get it spinning a little, but yeah, it was spinning loose, and I was coming across with half flaps anyway, and right as I crossed about that fence, I lost power. So I put the gear down and I landed it about here, and right before I touched down, I threw the prop. I think I got it on video. Look at the lean on that front gear. mean, I know that wasn't my smoothest landing, but that shouldn't damage the landing gear. This is what I'm talking about here. Hold this. This landing gear is, I mean, it's all hard plastic. There's no, even the wheel, it's a hard wheel. This stuff is going to just take an absolute beating over its life.
Especially if it lives as long as mine is.
Yeah. Hot motor, hot speed control. This is going to need some upgrades. I can probably put a 100 amp speed control in it. And I can probably put a hotter motor in it. Not that it really needs it, but I want it to handle the 4-cell power better. You gonna fly more? Yeah, I'm gonna call it a day too. This wind is just, I don't know. It's alright, but I don't know. That's all. See you next time.